Tell everybody, the nearest point at which, and maybe if KSM had been found, arrested in Qatar, maybe 9/11 would have turned out very differently. So, what happened there?
Well, I personally believe that 9/11 would have never happened if KSM had been caught there. I mean, clearly Al Qaeda would have had other plots and attacks, but this was KSM's baby. This was his plot that came out of the attacks, or the plots in Manila, and there was good work by the FBI and the CIA that led them to Khalid Sheikh Muhammad. He was working for the Ministry of Water and Electricity in Qatar. One of the members of the royal family in Qatar had sort of a I don't know if it's a guaranteed employment program, but he had brought a lot of the mujahideen over to Qatar and let them hang out on a farm just because he thought that they were, an important service to the Islamic world. KSM was one of them, but he clearly was using his job as a bureaucrat there as a cover and was traveling around the world. And so the FBI very much wanted to get him when they were there. We have a letter from FBI Director Louis Freeh at the time, who was emailing the Qatar government, writing the Qatar government and saying, you have a very, very dangerous terrorist there. We want to come in and get him, and we need your cooperation. And so, as we say in the book, there was a lot of back and forth. It went up to the deputies meeting of the National Security Council, and ultimately, instead of doing a snatch and grab, or even pushing him out, or they were trying to find a way to get him to fly out of the country so they could grab him in another country. And that they were working on that, but ultimately the U.S. government decided to go through the front door and ask the Qatar government for permission to get him, and a lot of people warned them that that wasn't a good idea, and it turns out that it wasn't. That while Frank Pellegrino and some other agents were on the ground in Pakistan, in Qatar, trying to get KSM, he slipped out the back door.
And he was tipped off.
Yeah.